Welcome back to our Dementia Prevention webinar series sponsored by the University of Ottawa Brain and Mind Research Institute. And today what we're going to talk about is the importance of getting adequate sleep on our brain health. So Dr. Hakim is going to tell us today that spending 1/3 of our lives sleeping is actually not a waste of time, but it's very important in maintaining optimal learning and memory function. So let's listen up to hear what Dr. Hakim has to say, and I hope you really enjoy the webinar.
In this webinar, we're going to emphasize that sleep duration and quality has an impact on your memory function. Sleep is essential. Every living creature sleeps, even though sometimes it disconnects us from the environment and potentially exposes us to danger. That is why we think that sleep must be essential, because we all do it regardless of what's going on. So let's get into the matter of sleep's impact on memory function. Learning is consolidated during sleep. The picture shows a student who's been studying for her exam. If she stays up at night to study and cheats herself out of sleep, she is not going to remember as much of what she studied if her sleep is too short, because that is the time when what you have learned gets glued into your brain. It only happens while you're sleeping. It is during sleep that the brain repairs itself from all of the activity it has endured during the day. It repairs any white matter in the brain that may have been damaged during the activities of the day. Production of myelin is increased and white matter repair is revved up during sleep. Your brain is like an engine that is revved up all the time. Your brain doesn't move like a muscle or beat like a heart, but it receives, are you ready? It receives 3 times as much blood as your heart gets because it is working all the time. It is active all the time. That high consumption of energy produces a number of toxic molecules that get cleaned up preferentially only when you are sleeping. So sleep is the opportunity for a nightly tune-up for your brain. You can't cheat your brain out of adequate sleep because then it doesn't function very well for you. Sleep deprivation accelerates brain shrinkage and has a particularly negative impact on memory function, particularly executive function. It does. Sleep adequacy has a significant impact on memory function and cognition. Here are some simple tips and suggestions. Limit your daytime naps to 30 minutes. If it's longer than that, it's going to interfere with your ability to fall asleep at night. Avoid caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol close to bedtime. Exercising during the day promotes good quality sleep, but you shouldn't do strenuous exercise when it is close to your bedtime. And when it is close to your bedtime, steer away from food just before you sleep. Ensure adequate exposure to natural light during the day, but when it is time to sleep, your brain will prefer to be in total darkness. Don't be tempted to leave your iPhone plugged in during the night, because that is running the risk of having your sleep interrupted. Establish a regular, relaxing bedtime routine. Get into the habit of doing things in a routine way just before you go to bed, because that tells your brain, hey, buddy, I'm getting ready to go to bed and getting ready to sleep. Make sure that the sleep environment is pleasant. Take away that TV screen from your bedroom. If you sleep next to someone who is a snorer, it's time to look into why that individual snores, and maybe it is time to sleep in two different bedrooms so that your sleep is not interrupted. So sleep is absolutely essential for cognitive function. It has to be adequate and it has to be good quality. In our next and last webinar, we're going to talk about mental health and its impact on our memory function. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to learn more about resources available to you, please visit our partners at the Dementia Society of Ottawa in Renfrew County.
So I'd like to thank Dr. Hakim for a very interesting and informative webinar, and I hope everyone really enjoyed it. And at this point, I would like to thank our supporters and also acknowledge our partners. So the University of Ottawa Brain and Mind Research Institute is affiliated with and supported by the University of Ottawa and the associated faculties. We also have over 250 researchers, many of whom come from our partner institutions, including CHEO, the Briere Hospital, the Montfort Hospital, the Ottawa Hospital, and the Royal Institute of Mental Health Research. Finally, I would like to thank the Brain and Mind admin team for all the work and all their production efforts, including Natasha Hollywood, Victoria Rache, Candice Fortier, and Sarah Schock. So thank you so much. And finally, if you have questions for us, or if you have comments, or you'd like to follow us, please go to our website at uottawa.ca/brain, or follow us on Facebook or on Twitter. And many of you are with us today because you have lived experience with dementia. Like many of us, you have family members, friends, or relatives that are living with the devastating effects of dementia. And presently, there is no cure. So if you would like to make a difference and make a direct impact on the innovative research that we're doing at the University of Ottawa Brain and Mind Research Institute, please support our memory and cognition research today by going to the link alumni.uottawa.ca/brainhealth. So thank you for being with us, and we hope you join us again soon for upcoming webinars.